Hello. Hello, Monday morning. Bright to see you. Good morning, guys. Welcome to Matt's Monday Morning Movie Madness. I don't know how mad it is, but it's Matt's Monday Morning Movie Madness. Madness? Hope you had a good weekend. I was out and about this weekend to do some filming, so more episodes coming up that I'm probably going to spend a little bit more time editing on. So I don't know if there'll be a daily vlog every day this week. Probably not, because I have some other episodes that require more editing. And I have a lot of footage and stuff too, so those will be coming up, but maybe not a daily vlog this week. Let's get right to today's Matt's Monday Movie Madness. I'm excited about this movie today because, like always, it's one of my favorites. We're venturing out of the 80s now, ever so slightly, into the 90s, 1991 to be exact. The movie's logline is maximum comedy at minimum wage. It's a great logline for a movie. If you don't know what a logline is in a movie, it's basically the one-line thing that they say. Like in Predator 2, it was, he's in town with a few days to kill. Like, that's a logline. That's a great logline. That's what a logline is in a movie. It gives kind of a one sentence, kind of a fun, quirky summary. They don't use them as much anymore in movies. I think they should. They used them all the time in the 80s and 90s. Not as much anymore. You need to start using log lines again in Hollywood, because I said so. Without further ado though, today's movie, or Matt's Monday Movie Madness, is BAM! Just hit the light. Career opportunities, folks. Career opportunities. This movie, I don't necessarily think this one is as far out in left field as the other ones that I've shared so far. But maybe, perhaps, leave a note in the comments. Like, is this kind of out there? I feel like a lot of people know about this one because this is in the family of John Hughes movies. He did not direct this movie, but he wrote this movie. John Hughes wrote quite a few movies in the 80s that he did not direct. He directed a select handful of gems, absolute gems. And the same year, 1991, he directed a movie called Susie Q, I think. That's the one he was directing while this one was being made too, I believe. So that's probably why he didn't direct this one. But nevertheless, this is a great movie. This turned out to be a great movie. It's one of my favorites from the early 90s. Yeah, it's so great. It stars Frank Whaley. That's Frank Whaley right there. He and of course Jennifer Connelly. Jennifer Connelly. Another crush I had growing up. In the 90s, I was, just getting into high school, and total crush, of course, on Jennifer Connelly. And she was in Labyrinth, of course, too. So, and then she took a break, I think, for a while, did some college and stuff like that. She's actually a very smart person. I feel like, I have to look into this a little bit more, but I feel like she went to like Harvard or something like that. But then came back to acting and is a great actress, an amazing actress. Has done some really good work since she's come back to doing her thing. So yeah, Frank though, he plays a guy named Jim. Who is just a total BS artist. He's just known as kind of the town liar. And from right off the get-go, his character is so great. It's just a really fun movie. He gets a job. He doesn't want a job. He keeps losing his jobs because he's just a dreamer. He's just a dreamer, and he's just out there. He has big aspirations, but like no way to make them come true or anything. And he gets his job as a night cleanup guy at Target. And he has this great little, John Candy does a cameo in this movie, and it's a funny cameo. It's just for like a moment. He plays the boss that hires him. They kind of have a funny back and forth. And then he gets his job as a night cleanup boy in a Target, which I always thought, as I was watching this movie like a bunch in my, late middle school to high school years, I always thought that would be a really fun job. Just like hang out at Target like all night and just do whatever you want, which is what he does pretty much. He just does exactly how I would act at that age in a Target. If I were to have that job at Target, that's how I would act. And so it was just a really fun movie to watch. To top it off, he's roller skating around because he has no boss, nobody's there to watch him, to supervise him. The guy was probably supposed to be there, but the guy locked him in and took off. And he's there roller skating around the entire Target, and he meets, then of course, she broke it. Well, she didn't break it. She was there trying on clothes, and she just stayed there, and she was gonna leave and steal some clothes, and then she saw Jim there skating around, and they have this kind of connection. They started talking. One thing leads to another. The thing that's so great about John Hughes scripts is he puts characters that normally wouldn't associate with each other, because he's kind of like the town loser, the kind of town dork, and she's the girl that like is the most popular girl in school. Everyone loves her. She thinks it's so cool. So they would never, you know, come in contact with each other. But this quirky situation where he's locked inside of a Target all night long, they kind of have a Breakfast Club moment where they're talking and they really start to get to know each other. The characters would have fit right into the Breakfast Club, I think, in this movie. They just have a great back and forth, and they learn a lot about each other. And then these two really quirky bandits, if you will, break into the Target, and they're trying to steal a bunch of stuff. And there's some very quirky scenes in this movie. But Jim has this amazing imagination. He kind of gets him out of the situation, and it's just Frank Whaley, I believe that's how you say his last name, Frank Whaley, the main character, plays Jim in this movie. For me, this is one of his best roles. Frank Whaley, you might also recognize from the movie Field of Dreams, right? He was Archie Graham, the kind of guy who never had a chance to be really at bat and to try out his little spiel where he was going to wink at the guy pitching to him and do all that stuff. And he never got a chance. He became a doctor. So Archie Graham, he plays, you know, the kind of the younger version of Archie Graham, the ghost doctor, if you will, from Field of Dreams. And so you gotta love him for that too. But this, I think, is one of his best roles. Dermot Mulroney, the guy who plays the villain, has gone on to do some great stuff too. And you might recognize him from an 80s movie, Young Guns. He plays one of the boys in the Billy the Kid's gang. And the guy who's running around with a gun at some point, tripping on peyote, going, "You guys see the size of that chicken?" And then if you're into New Girl, the show New Girl, he's also one of the boyfriends of Zooey Deschanel in that show, and does a great job. So he's still doing some good work. It's a great kind of late night movie too, if you're watching it at night. It just, the character of Jim is just so relatable, and that's just me at that age. Not completely, of course, but there's just so many moments where it's just super relatable, and he gets stuck inside a Target with a hot girl. just a great movie by John Hughes. You gotta love John Hughes. I had to do a John Hughes movie. A lot of the John Hughes movies I probably won't do because they're just so well known that I don't necessarily feel the need to do them. But this one I do. This one I do, because John Hughes did a great job writing this, and the guy who directed it, directed by Bryan Gordon. I don't really know anything else that he's done. He did a lot of TV directing after this movie. The movie has like about a 5.9 star rating on, I think, Internet Movie Database, which is probably taken off of Rotten Tomatoes. I'm not sure what it has on Rotten Tomatoes, but so it didn't get amazing reviews, but I've seen it probably 20 times or more, and every time I watch it, I laugh. I enjoy it. There's just some really quirky scenes in it that just make you smile. This movie just makes you smile, and it's fun. So that is Matt's Rad Show Movie of the Week. Matt's Monday Morning Movie Madness. So I hope you guys go check out Career Opportunities if you've never seen it before. And it's just fun too to see how Targets were laid out back in the 90s too. The way Targets are now, very different back then, and so it's kind of fun to see a Target the way it looked back in the 90s. Kind of a nostalgic kind of take back into the 90s to see a good Target movie. Because I love Target. Target's just a fun place to shop. And I've done some vlogs in Target too. Maybe that's why. I don't know. Well, another kind of fun piece of trivia though in this movie too is when she is looking through the tape cassette aisle in Target, which takes you back. She's in the tape cassette aisle. She pulls out a tape for The Breakfast Club. Look closely. She pulls out a tape for The Breakfast Club, which is also a John Hughes movie. So that was kind of an ode to John, I think, during the movie when they filmed that scene. So check out this movie, Career Opportunities. It's a great one. You can get it fairly cheap online. So anyways, guys, I hope you have a good week. There's more videos of mine coming down the pipeline, like I said. I'm not sure how many vlogs I'll put out this week because I have some bigger episodes coming up. Some car-related episodes. My schedule worked out and I was able to make it to a really cool car show this weekend, the Mopar car Midwest car show. So I wasn't sure if my schedule was going to work or not, but it did. So that's cool. So I should actually be able to put a few different videos together. I saw some really cool muscle cars. If you're not into the car videos, wait patiently. There's some other videos coming down the line as well. But anyways, guys, hope you have a good week. I will see you soon on this channel. Leave some comments below if you've ever seen this movie, if you love this movie. And yeah, that's all I got for today. There's a drum solo scene in this movie too, which is amazing. It's just super fun. What a great fun movie this one is. Definite must have in anybody's John Hughes 80s/90s movie. So this is our first 90s movie of Matt's Monday Morning Movie Madness. So welcome to the 90s, folks. We'll go back and forth. We'll go back and forth between the 80s and 90s with our movies. That's all I got for today though, guys. So hope you have a good Monday, and we will talk to you soon. And check you later. Check you later. You know this check you later thing that I always do? What movie is that from? Some of you may know. Leave a comment below. What movie is that from? Check you later. Alrighty, guys. Okay, bye.